So we did a little what's in the bag. So now I thought maybe we'd do a second video called what's on the shelf. I have a pretty decent golf library, and I thought I would talk to you a little bit about what I've got on my shelves and maybe what I recommend. So I am a huge golf architecture nut. I've played a lot of famous golf courses all over the world, and some here in America, but really a lot overseas more than anything. And I love golf architecture, so much so that I've actually been blessed to become a rater for Golf Week magazine, and I know a pretty decent amount about golf architecture. And when I started living in China, I decided that I would start studying golf architecture because I didn't get to play as much as I used to. So I thought I'd start with my golf architecture section. Some really good books over here. This is kind of my section with some things about famous architects and their books. So this is Scotland's Gift Golf, which is a great book by C.B. Macdonald, National Golf Links of America. We've got The Links by Robert Hunter, which is a great book by him. Little Red Book of Golf Course Architecture, and The Anatomy of a Golf Course by Tom Doak. Two great books on golf course architecture. I especially recommend Anatomy of a Golf Course if you want to learn all about golf architecture. It's a great book. Architecture Side of Golf by Weathered and Simpson. Tom Simpson, great golf architect. And then George Thomas's book, Golf Architecture in America. I also really recommend the book by Alistair McKenzie, just Golf Course Architecture by Alistair McKenzie. Great book, but I only have the Kindle edition. So I also have some books which are basically memoirs of famous golf architects. That's The Captain, which is all about George C. Thomas. Tillinghast, which is obviously about George W. Tillinghast. I've also got over here, I've got The Life of Times of Donald Ross. I've also got Discovering Alex Russell, which is another great book, which is Alex Russell was the guy who put together Royal Melbourne East and did a lot of famous golf courses in Australia. Got a few more architecture books over here. Rough Meditations by Bradley Klein, who knows a lot about golf architecture. Golf Course Design and Annotated Bibliography, that's by Cornish and Hersden, who are pretty good golf architects themselves. Golf Course of North America. And then I've got some things of more about travel, which is like The Outpost Top 100. And then as we come down here, some books I would totally recommend if you like to travel and play golf. Got The Confidential Guide to Golf Courses, got the 4 volumes that are out right now. There's going to be a 5th volume getting ready to come out, but I use that to plan trips. Got the older Confidential Guide, which came out before that, which was a 1-book volume. Both World Atlases of Golf, which are great. Fazio and The Golf Course by Witten. Those are both good books, and Golf Course the US Open, but nothing is quite as good. I love World Atlas of Golf, and I've got an older one and a newer one. And then I've also got Confidential Guide to Golf Courses. I highly, highly recommend that. Over here, I have my complete set of the Golfer's Journal, which is pretty cool. I don't know if that's actually worth any kind of money, but Golfer's Journal is great. I highly recommend subscribing to it. Great pictures, really good articles, especially if you like to travel and play golf or just learn about golf in general, nerd out on golf. But there we go, number 1 all the way through number 30. They look really great on the shelves because every volume has a different color. Thought I'll move up now. Up here on this close to the top row, I've got just some general golf books, things that are just fun for people to read. Got collected works of P.G. Wodehouse, Henry Longhurst. Then I've just got some fun books. I think some things everybody ought to read if you're a golf nerd. Legend of Bagger Vance, great book. Golf in the Kingdom is a wonderful book. Seems like golfers kind of fall into 2 camps. There are people who care more about the spiritual and artistic side, and that's what I would say like Golf in the Kingdom is for. And then there are people who just nerd out on the swing. I've never been that kind of guy, but I have looked at and read like Golfing Machine, but that seems to be the same thing for Golfing Machine people. Some of these are just some, you know, fun books to read. David Faraday, Somewhere in Island, a Village is Missing His Idiot, great book. Golf Dreams by Updike, great book. Yeah, I mean, these are just some fun books that I recommend people read, kind of like golf novels. Over here on the side, I got a few history books. I'm a huge Hogan fan. Hogan's biography by Sampson, I think, is one of the best golf biographies ever written. Best one. I also really like Tommy's Honor, which is all about old Tom and young Tom Morris. Great book if you want to learn about the history of St. Andrews and the old course and old Tom, young Tom Morris. Feinstein's got good books. Good Walk Spoiled, something everybody should read. Majors is a good book too. And then, you know, got a few other kinds of books here. I've got a little section on, I guess you would call it, what would you call it? I guess it's the golf psychology or whatever you want to call it. I like Rotella. Golf's Not a Game of Perfect. It's probably his most famous book. His putting book is quite good too, Putting Out of Your Mind. Everybody should read the Harvey Penick books. Great teacher, just kind of small little pieces of wisdom. Everybody knows the Little Red book. The Green and the Blue book are pretty good though too, but I especially think you should start with the Little Red book. Really great. I don't have a lot of books about golf technique, but I am a big Dave Pelz guy. Short game. I used to teach the short game. I really like Dave Pelz's books for that. His short game and his putting books are great. I highly recommend them to anyone. Damage Control is a good book too. That's a book about getting out of trouble situations, trouble shots, specialty shots. Really good book as well. And then I just got a few books here, Fit for Golf, Fit for Life, Randy Myers and the Exercise Guide to Better Golf. And then another, like the 8 Traits of Champion Golfers. That's kind of another psychology book. All right, have some good magazines here. Got the Lynx magazines. I got a few issues of McKellar magazine. I really think that's a great book. It's kind of like if you like Golfer's Journal and stuff like that, you'd like McKellar as well. Really good. And then on the bottom, I have just some specialty books that are too big for the shelf. Getting to 18 is a great book by Tom Doak. It is absolutely huge. And the reason for that is it's a book all about routing golf courses, and it has complete full-sized maps, routing maps of the golf courses and topographical maps, and that's why it's so huge. It's like bigger than any coffee table book. Planet Golf is really good. Darius Oliver, it's kind of his best in the world and best in the USA books. They're like really big coffee table books. Book about Scotland. Book about Alex Russell. Evolution of Golf Course Design. Really good book by Keith Cutton. Highly recommend it. And then just kind of some stuff that I picked up along the way. Best of Golf, Tee Off. Evolution of the Old Course. Really good book. Relatively new. All about how St. Andrews came to be and how it was just kind of over time slowly added on to, not really so much designed as just kind of matured over time. Really good book. Don't really have much on the golf swing, but Tiger Woods, his original golf swing, probably, if you want to learn about how to swing, probably the best book out there for it. This book right here, personal favorite of mine. Like I said, I'm a huge Hogan fan. This book this gray book here, belonged to a friend of mine's father. And when his father passed, he wasn't a golfer, so he gave it to me. This, if you've ever seen the famous 1-iron shot, this book is called The Hogan Mystique. Finally, up here, I've got a collection of all of my yardage books that I've collected from tons of famous golf courses that I've played all around the world. So like I said, these are not exhaustive, but these are some of my favorite yardage books. We got all the stuff from England, Sinkports, Royal St. George's, Rye, which is a phenomenal golf course everybody should go to. We've got Littlestone, and we've got Prince's Golf Club, and then we've also done Sunningdale Old and new, which are fantastic. Then we got some Scotland stuff. Nairn Golf Club, the Old Course, North Berwick. We got Castle Stewart Golf Links, Brora Golf Club, Tromp Scotland, Bodegarten, really great inland course, recommend it. Royal Dornoch, maybe my favorite golf course I've played in the whole world. Royal Aberdeen, got to take a trip to Australia. We've got both courses at Barnbougle, Lost Farm, Barnbougle Dunes, Royal Melbourne, Kingston Heath up here, and then one of my favorite courses in the world, Cruden Bay, where I'm a member. Then we got some of the better stuff from China, both courses at Spring City, and maybe possibly the best course in Asia, which is Shanqing Bay, amazing golf course. Been to both Cabots so we've been to Cabot in, Cabot Cliffs and the normal first Cabot course. And then I've also just finished going as well to Cabot Citrus Farms, really cool. Some of my favorite American courses, both courses at Sand Valley, all the courses at Bandon Dunes. Then Northwood is a really neat course. Alistair Mackenzie in the middle of the Redwoods, recommend it. The Loop, Dornoch Hills, which is absolutely amazing. It's where Perry Maxwell was a member there, and it's where he grew up, and he tinkered with it his whole life. Great golf course. Banning Crossings, a little trip, Pinehurst. I played some at Pinehurst. I don't have my book from number 2. I don't know where that is, but Mid Pines and Pine Needles, Dormy Club, Tobacco Road. I'm from Maryland originally, in high school, and Baltimore Country Club was always a favorite course of mine. And then I just got back, like I said, Stream Song, so we got blue, black, and red from Stream Song. Played both courses as well. So this was my golf library. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any books that you recommend, please let me know in the comments what I should buy, especially stuff related to architecture. Always looking for new architecture books. And anything else that you think is a great golf book, please leave them in the comments. If you'd like more golf content, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.